Today's video, I've got 3 simple, easy chords that will allow you to play thousands of songs on the guitar. The reason that you're able to play thousands of songs with these 3 chords is because they are the fundamental 3 chords of the guitar. The 3 chords I'm referring to are the 1, the 4, and the 5. Now you might be a little bit confused as to why I'm calling it the 1, the 4, and the 5 instead of what you might be used to, which is G. If I'm playing in the key of G, I might refer to it as the G, but I can also refer to it as the 1 because it is the root note. The root note is the main note for a key, a scale, a chord, whatever you're playing. It's the first note. So when we're counting, we want to start with that G chord as the 1. We go from that 1 and we count through the scale. Now this will require you to know the major scale, but the major scale is simple. It starts on the G. Say if we're playing in the key of G, we'll start here. And you go from the G to the A, then down to the B, C, D, E, F sharp, and then back to G again. There's 7 notes in the scale. But what we're going to focus on today is the 1 through the 6. So just G, A, B, C, D, and E. These 6 notes are the 1 through the 6. And it kind of makes this rectangle shape. I like to look at it as a rectangle. That's how I view it. 3 notes down and 3 notes down on the other string right next to it. So if we're playing in the key of G, we're starting on this G chord right here, the 1. This is the first chord we're playing in. But when we're counting from G, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get to the C. So we know that the 4 would be the C chord. And if we go down one more to the 5, that would be D. So we know in the key of G, the 1, the 4, and the 5 is the G, C, and D. The reason why I teach it to you in the 1, the 4, and the 5 format is I want you to be able to transpose it to different keys. So if you're playing in the key of C, it would be different. You start on C as the root note, and you do the same rectangle shape, but you just do it starting on the C. C, D, E, F, G, and A. It's the same 1 through 6, but it's just in a different key. You start on the 1, and then you count through the different notes in the scale. First, I'm going to show it to you in the key of G, and then later on in the video, I'm going to show it to you in the key of C so that you know how to transpose it to different keys. So starting off in the key of G, we start on the 1, and then we can go to the 4, which is C, and the 5, which is D. To start off, I'm going to show you Amazing Grace, and that's a 3-chord song. It's a simple song, and it uses the 1, the 4, and the 5. Now you could put extra chords in there if you wanted to get fancy, but today we're going to keep it simple with the 1, the 4, and the 5. So we're going to play it in the key of G to start off with. So we're on G. We start from G, and I'm just going to play the chord progression without the melody first, and then I'm going to play the melody. And that's only 3 chords, and you can get all of that from just those 3 chords right there. The G, the C, and the D, also known as the 1, the 4, and the 5. And after a while you might be able to add extra chords into the mix, but this is just to get you started as a beginner guide as to what chords you should be learning first on the guitar. These 3 chords are the foundation for guitar playing. This is where you start off. After this, you can learn different complex chords if you want to, but to start off with, you want to stick with G, C, and D. That's what I learned. I learned in the key of G. You can learn in C if you want to. That's why I'm going to show it to you in the key of C. So now I'm going to show it to you in the key of C. We're going to start on the C, the root note, here again. And then we're going to count through this rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we land on this note, which is F. So we want to play an F chord. And then we can land on the G as the 5. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4. There's F. 5. There's G. The 1 is C. The 4 is F. And the 5 is G. So I'm going to show you this with an old hymn called The Old Rugged Cross. And we're going to start off without using any melody, but we're going to just play the chords, get an idea of how to use the chords in the song, and then I'm going to show it to you with the melody on top of it. In this video, I showed you the 1, the 4, and 5 in 2 different keys, the key of G and the key of C. When I started off, I learned in the key of G, which is why I started off with that one. But you can choose whichever key you feel comfortable with. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got some value out of it. If so, feel free to like it and to subscribe to the channel for more. And until next time, God bless.